Hello everyone, I am Natasha and I am from Confessions of a Working Mom, and today we are going to wrap up our current series, which is Grocery Shopping Sanity Savers. When I decided to call it that, I never realized how hard it was going to be able to say. Grocery Shopping Sanity Savers. So that's what we're going to wrap up today. And then we're also going to talk about our new series and how these little jars right here save me a whole bunch of money, and they also make my work weeks a lot less stressful. So if you are hopping on live, do me a favor, tell me where you're watching from, and tell me what's your typical lunch plan. Tell me, do you eat out if you go to the office for work? Do you eat out every day? Do you pack your lunch every day? Do you take leftovers? What is your typical lunch plan? I'm interested to hear what you guys do, because I know that's a problem that I struggle with a lot. I'm also, just give me 1 second here, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pull it up here on my iPad, so that way I can see the comments and the likes. It didn't pop up yet, so just give me 1 quick second for that to pop up. Don't say anything to me, or I'm not going to be able to answer you yet. Okay. Not quite yet. It's not showing up live, so I'm just going to hang out for a second. While we wait for the live video to pop up on my screen here and for more people to tune in, I gotta tell you guys, I don't know where you're watching from, but the weather here in Michigan this weekend has been phenomenal. It has been, I think today we hit 63 degrees. Yesterday we hit 67 degrees. Sunny, there's blue skies, and for Michigan, February in Michigan is not typically like this. So everyone here is outside, everyone's wearing shorts, everyone's super excited. We know that this weather probably won't stay, but we are hoping that it will for a little bit longer. So I'm going to look 1 more second here as to why I can't get this. There we go. There's the video. Okay, awesome. So now we're here. If you are watching live, do me a favor, tell me where you're watching from, and tell me what's your typical lunch plan, especially if you work, if you go to the office. I'd love to hear if you pack your lunch, if you buy your lunch out, if you take leftovers. Tell me what you do for your lunch plan, because that's something that we struggle with, or I struggle with personally anyways. So we're going to hop right into the Grocery Shopping Sanity Savers. So some things that we have already talked about. We've talked about where to shop, and I've told you, I've declared my love for Aldi, and we've talked about how to shop, talk about using our monthly, our weekly, and our grocery plans and the list and the templates that really help us save time in the stores and set us up for a great week as far as getting dinner planned for our family. And the next thing that we're going to talk about is what to do when you just don't want to shop. I see some people hopping on live. Megan, my friend Megan's watching. Hello! Megan's watching from Waterford, Michigan, and she packs healthy choices or leftovers. Oh, she's such a good girl. Good for you, Megan. Okay, so talking about what to do when you just don't want to shop. This is my last Grocery Shopping Sanity Saver, and I know for our family, we get really busy, and so if we go out of town or we just have a lot going on, a lot of times Sunday night will roll around and I realized I didn't have a chance to go to the grocery store, and I'm scrambling around trying to find things for the kids to pack in their lunches, and we probably will end up ordering a pizza for dinner because we just get super busy, and the whole week, I feel like for our family anyways, the whole week just goes downhill from there. So back in December, I heard about a company called Shipt. It's S-H-I-P-T. And here in our location anyway, Shipt partnered with the grocery store called Meijer. And what they do is a grocery delivery service. And you guys, when I heard about this, I thought it was like too good to be true. I was like, there's no way. There's no way these people are going to go to the grocery store for me and they're going to bring the groceries to my house. Meijer does like a curbside grocery service, and so does Kroger. I think it's called Click List. Bush's, they do another thing where you go online, you pick the groceries that you want, you put in your credit card information, and then you go to the store and they bring them out to you, or you can go in and pick them up. And that's great, but I mean, Shipt really takes it to the next level. They are going to, after you go online, you can go online to the website or you can download the app and do it right from your phone. And they are going to not only go grocery shopping for you, so you don't have to go into the store and waste your time, but they're also going to deliver it to your front door. It's a total game changer for our family. We don't do it often because as much as I don't like grocery shopping, I do enjoy being able to go and use my coupons and looking for the best deals, and sometimes it's hard to do that when you do it online. But it is really, for the busy weekends, it's really turned things around for us. So what you do is you go online, or like I said, go to their app, pick which groceries you want, pick what time you want them to deliver it, and then they will bring them straight to your door. It's an annual membership fee. I believe it typically is $100 for a year, but which is a lot. To me, that sounds like a lot. But if you watch, they very often do specials, and so we back in December, it was like right around the holidays, they were doing a special where it was $49 for the year plus $25 off your first order. So basically $50 plus $25 off. We were able to sign up for a year of the grocery delivery service for only $25. And for us, it was like, that's a no-brainer. You know, we have to do it. So after you do your annual membership, you pay the fee, as long as the groceries that you order are over $35, there's no charge. You do tip depending on the quality of the service, whether they were on time, whether they got all the items that you wanted. But for our family of four, it's hard to need groceries that cost under $35. So we always go over that limit and we never have to pay any extra fees. Also, the other really nice thing that I found with using it is if something that you want is not listed online, but you know Meijer has it because you shop there often, you can do what they call a special request item, and you just type in what it is and they end up getting it for you. For example, I was making chili one time I was doing this, and I wanted a can of Meijer brand dark red kidney beans. And it didn't list that anywhere, but if I just typed it in, and the person who was shopping my order just grabbed it for me. So if there's anything on there, or not on there, I should say, that you need, you can still type it in if you know that Meijer carries it, and they can get it for you. They also can get you anything in the store. So the Shipt service is really promoted just for groceries, but Meijer carries just about everything. So if you need laundry soap, if you need deodorant, if you need batteries, anything like that, if you just do a special item request, chances are the person who's shopping your order, they'll still be able to pick that up for you. What else? Oh, you can also choose for them to contact you for substitutions. So say that you wanted Quaker chocolate chip granola bars and they don't have those. What will happen is your shopper will text you and they'll say, hey, they don't have Quaker brand chocolate chip, they have Quaker brand oatmeal raisin, or they have Meijer brand chocolate chip, which do you want me to get? You tell them, they sub it out for you, and they get that item. So I think it's really cool. It's interesting. It definitely took a little bit of getting used to for me, like having someone text me to tell me what the grocery store had and didn't have. But it's really, especially when you're super busy, or if the weather is really crummy, or you just don't feel like it, you just don't want to go into the grocery store, the Shipt service is totally worth it. It's a little bit of a splurge because you have to pay that annual membership fee, but at the end of the day, sometimes your sanity is totally worth the splurge. So that's it. I know I didn't give a ton of details on the Meijer Shipt service, but I will be doing a blog post with a lot of more information, and you can get all the details there. The truth is, guys, I've told you several times, I don't like grocery shopping, and I'm kind of sick of talking about it. So that's going to wrap up the grocery shopping sanity saver series. But we are going to go on and we're going to move on to our second series, not part two, just a new series. And that's going to be planning your weekly lunches. Now, if you're anything like me, I try to plan out everything for my family. I gotta make sure the kids have everything they need for their lunches. I need to make sure that my husband has stuff so he can make a sandwich every day, or whatever it is that he wants to eat that week. And a lot of times I find myself then, like at lunchtime at work, with nothing to eat. Like I just make sure that everybody else is good, but I completely forget about lunch for myself. So that's where these guys come in. I've done a couple of lunch jars, and so what you do basically is Sunday nights, or whenever, Sunday during the day or Saturday, whatever your schedule allows, you will plan your lunch for the entire week. So for example, today what I'm going to show you is the Harvest apple salad jars. What's great about the salad jars is you layer all the ingredients in them, and so they stay fresh. Your salad, or your lettuce won't get soggy. And then when you dump them out in your bowl or in your plate at work, the toppings end up on top, the lettuce is on the bottom. Super easy, it's fresh, and it helps me save a lot of money, because either two things will happen. I won't have my lunch, and I will end up going to fast food or something, and I will end up spending at least $4 or $5 a couple days a week, and it just adds up really quick, and I end up feeling pretty lousy afterwards, because fast food and my stomach don't always agree, and I always feel like I need to take a nap afterwards, and it's just like a disaster. Or I will be so busy, I won't have time to run out to grab something for lunch, and then I just won't eat. And we all know how bad that is for us too. So planning ahead and taking my lunch is really important to me. The other thing is, I know if every night I need to pack my lunch, it's not going to happen. Or every morning, forget about it. I don't save time in the morning to pack my lunch. I guess if I really, really planned ahead, I would, but it's not likely to happen. So doing my whole weeks, well, typically I actually do 4 days. 4 days of my lunches on Sunday night, and so that way every morning they're ready in the refrigerator for me to just grab and go. Really helps a lot. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to make what I'm making for this week, which is the Harvest apple salad jars. Bear with me, this is a new setup for me, so I'm going to try to just turn my camera down here. This looks pretty good. Hopefully you guys can see what we've got going on here. And then I need to pull up my recipe so that way I make sure that I tell you guys the right ingredients. So I personally happen to love salad jars, and I love any apple salads. I love anything with chicken and apple. It's something that I definitely can eat 4 days a week without getting sick of it. So what I'm going to start with, I've already have here, as you can see, some of my lettuce already chopped up. So what I'm going to do is just chop up the rest of it real quickly. I'm going to go ahead and cut the ends off of these. And guys, bear with me. This is my first kind of cooking video at all, so I tried to make sure that I had everything all situated here, but chances are I probably forgot something, and I'm probably going to have to walk away from the screen to grab it, or I'm going to spill something, because that's something that I totally do on a daily basis. So try not to judge me too much on that. So I am just chopping up my lettuce. You can use any kind of lettuce that you like. I like these hearts of romaine lettuce. I like them because they're nice and crunchy. So I'm just going to throw those all in my bowl here. The other things that you need for this, so you've got your lettuce. You also need some apples, because this is a Harvest apple salad, so obviously you're going to need some apples. I've already cut up most of those. I'm just going to cut up one more here real quickly. And you guys, I went to Aldi this morning and I got most of the stuff for these salads. Some of the stuff I already had at home, but I was so excited because these apples this is a 3-pound bag of apples, and I got them for $1.99, so that's exciting. These are the Fuji apples. I like them. They're nice and small. They're like the lunchbox size, so my kids can take them for lunch, and I can use them in these salad jars as well. So I'm just going to finish chopping these up. And I'm so excited because I needed to do this anyways, so that way I have my lunches ready for the week, and I get to make a video and show you guys how I do it, and everybody wins. Okay, so I've got my lettuce over here, I've got my apples here. I also have about, I'd say about 6 ounces of just some grilled chicken. Sometimes I make chicken in the crock pot and I just have it left over. This is just some grilled chicken I had. You could also like bake some chicken in the oven. You can, any kind of chicken, a rotisserie chicken that you have left over, you could do that. Okay, oh, I see my mom joined. Hey, Mom. Okay, so you've got your lettuce, your apples, your chicken. Other things that you'll need are dried cranberries. These are really, really good. And then chopped walnuts. Okay, so we've got those. Oh, and then you can't forget, I use feta cheese. I think the recipe actually calls for like a blue cheese, but I'm not a big fan of blue cheese, so I like to use a crumbled feta instead. I feel like feta makes everything better. Oh, I did forget, guys. After you chop your apples, you want to put some lemon juice on them, so that way they don't brown. You can use fresh lemon juice. I just keep some of this bottled lemon juice in our refrigerator. Let me grab a spoon. See, I told you I would forget something. Oh. Okay. Whoop. Everything I said is going to happen is happening now. I forgot something and I spilled. Okay, so we have that all good to go. Then, this is my favorite part of the salad, is the salad dressing that you're going to make. So this is like an apple cider vinaigrette, basically, that you're going to have. So what you need is 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So we have 1. And I love this salad dressing. You could also, if you really wanted to, use this salad dressing. You can make a double batch of it and marinate your chicken in it before you grill it. That would be really good as well. So you got 3 tablespoons of your olive oil, and then you need 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to go ahead and pour these in. Okay. Then you need 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Well, that won't fit in there, so I'm just going to do it like that. You also need 4 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. Give that a shake first. It's already starting to smell so good. Okay, you've got that. Then you need 4 teaspoons of either maple syrup or honey, depending on either what you have on hand or what your preferences are. Last time I made this with maple syrup, and I liked it, but I also really like the taste of honey. So, and I don't like as sweet of a dressing, so the recipe calls for 4 teaspoons, but I'm going to go ahead and only use 2. Okay, so you have that. Then you need half a teaspoon of salt. And move this over here. A 1/4 teaspoon of ground pepper. Let me make sure I didn't forget anything. Olive oil, vinegar, onion powder, mustard, syrup or honey, salt, and pepper. Okay, that's it. So then we're just going to whisk it all together. Oh yeah, smells really good. It actually smells a little sour, so I'm going to do 1 more teaspoon of the honey here, just to sweeten it up a little bit more. And the best thing about making your own salad dressing is obviously you can tailor it to your own preferences. There's nothing worse than buying a bottle of dressing and then not liking it, and then you're stuck with the whole bottle, or you end up throwing it away, which is a waste of money. So I really enjoy making my own salad dressings. Okay. And then I'm just going to test it, make sure it tastes okay. Oh yeah, so good. I like it a lot. Okay, so after you have all of your ingredients ready, and this is the key part, you want to layer them in your jar. So these are just ball mason jars. I got them from Walmart in like a pack of like 12, I think. And the layering is the really important part, because this is what keeps your ingredients from getting soggy, and so that it stays fresh all week long. Okay, so first thing that goes in is just a couple of tablespoons of the dressing. That's going to go in the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put 3 in. Does that look good? It's really all about just like eyeballing it. I'm actually going to go ahead and put 4 in, because I'm only making 4 salad jars this week, so I've got a little bit left over. Okay, so after you put your salad dressing in, then you're going to put in your chicken. So here I have my grilled chicken. I got a couple of big pieces, so I'm just going to break them up a little bit. And just put enough in. Like I said, I've got 4 days this week that I am making my salad jars for, so you just want to make sure that you divide it up so that you have enough for 4 jars. So that looks good for me. After you put your chicken in, you are going to put in your apples. So I've got my apples here. I like a lot of apples in my salad, so this is a big layer for me. It's a good crunch, but it's like a healthy crunch. It's not, you know, croutons or something like that. After you put in your apples, then you're going to put in your dried cranberries. A little bit more. Okay. After you put in your cranberries, you're going to put in your cheese. Again, like I said, most people would put blue cheese in this recipe, but I like feta, so I'm going to do that. I've got crumbled feta cheese here, which I was so excited to see that Aldi carried. After you do your cheese, then you're going to do your nuts. So some people put pecans in this, but I really like walnuts, so I just have these chopped walnuts here. And then I know it looks like the jar is pretty full, but the funny thing is you want to make sure that you put a lot of salad in, so that way it really, really packs it in. And I think that's the last thing. Yep, so after the nuts, then you're going to put your salad in. So I mean, you really, really want to shove it in there. And you would be surprised. A lot of people would look at this little jar and be like, that's all you're eating for lunch. But there's so many ingredients packed in here. When you dump it out, it gives you a really good sized bowl salad. And you just want to really, really jam your lettuce in here until there is like no room left. The whole time just pushing it down, because the more packed your jar is, the more of a vacuum seal it's going to create, and the fresher that your salad is going to stay. I'm going to try squeezing just a little bit more. Okay. Then, once you've got it all on, you're going to put your insert in and screw your lid on, and then you've got your salad jar. And how pretty is that? Isn't that the cutest little thing? And then these are going to stay fresh all week long. And then you're going to keep them in the refrigerator. And then when you get to work, you're just going to dump it out onto your bowl or onto a plate. And then you've got a whole week's worth of your lunches ready to go. And that's that. It is really pretty darn simple. Okay, so that's it. So thanks for tuning in. Do me a favor, if you know someone who struggles to make sure that they have lunch for themselves when they go to work, share this video with them. Each week we're going to do a different weekly lunch plan. So this week we've got the Harvest Apple Salad Jars in the works. I think we have something Greek coming up, and then we'll have something Mexican coming up. Because you definitely, if you're eating the same thing 4 days a week at work, chances are you're not going to want to eat those every single week. So we try to switch it up and do something new every week. So if you know someone who struggles to get their lunches for themselves, they have lunch for their families, their kids, their husbands, but they end up going to lunch or going to work, with no lunch for themselves, share this video with them. It's super easy. It'll save them some money so they don't have to go out to lunch every day at work. It's healthy. And if you get it done on Sunday for the entire week, if you're anything like me, it'll just make your life a whole lot easier. So that's it. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great week. Bye-bye.